That I was over in LA. What took me away from things here? Yeah. For the palace sitting in a yard. What's restored? Like, you know, I always wanted that here thing, but oh, fine. Oh, that I want to look him up and look him and all. He can needs to be restored. But very, very. Got numbers. Roll. You have my number right. Give the email. And I knew
See everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, not.
All right, it's 5 o'clock. We can get started now. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Victorville Planning Commission meeting of Wednesday, January 10th, 2024. I will call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Marsh,
Here.
Commissioner Messon,
Here.
Commissioner Thomas,
Present.
Vice Chair Cook-Askins, Chair Kurth.
Here.
We have quorum.
Thank you. And with that, I'd like to welcome back Commissioner Cook-Askins. We're glad you're feeling healthy. We're glad you're back. We missed you.
Yes. I
So,
missed it too.
welcome to the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Next up will be our invocation led to us by Commissioner Messon, followed by the pledge by Commissioner Thomas. If you'll please stand.
Thank you all. If you may please bow your heads. Thank you, Lord. We want to give you the thanks for allowing us to be here today. We are extremely excited to see Commissioner Cook Askins here in good spirits and good health. May you continue to bless us this new year with good health, good fortune. When we continue to have a well-respected dialogue in these chambers for the commission and our council, and that you continue to look over our residents and our city staff. In Jesus' name, thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next up will be general public comment for anyone who would like to make comments on anything that is not on the agenda tonight. Do we have any cards?
We do not.
Is there anyone here tonight that would like to speak to us on general public comments? Seeing no one, then I will close the general public comment section. Next up, it's time once again already for the reorganization of planning commission members. That would be the selection of chair and vice chair. If city clerk would like to take over.
Thank you. Nominations are in order for the office of chairman. While nominations do not require a second, any member may offer one to signal endorsement and may also vote for him or herself. I'd like to open the nomination period. Are there nominations for the office of chairman?
I, Commissioner Thomas, nominate Rob Kurt.
Does Commissioner Kurth accept the nomination?
I accept.
Are there any further nominations? Any further nominations? Seeing there are no further nomination, the nomination period is closed and we'll proceed to appoint a chairman. When called upon, please vote by stating the name of the nominee you wish to hold the office. Commissioner Marsh,
Commissioner Kurth,
Commissioner Messin,
Commissioner Kurth,
Commissioner Thomas,
Commissioner Kurth,
Commissioner Askins,
Commissioner Kurth,
Commissioner Kurth.
Commissioner Kurth.
Commissioner Kurth is thereby appointed chairman.
Thank you.
We will proceed to appoint a vice chairman. Again, nominations are in order for the office of vice chairman. While nominations do not require a second, any member may offer one to signal endorsement and may also vote for him or herself. The nomination period for the office of vice chairman is now open. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Paul Marsh.
Does Commissioner Marsh accept the nomination?
yes, I accept.
Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations?
I nominate Commissioner Kenneth Cook Askins to continue in his role.
Does Commissioner Cook Askins accept the nomination?
Yes,
Are there any further nominations? Being no further nominations, the nomination period is now closed and we'll proceed to appoint a vice chairman. When called upon, please vote by stating the nominee's name you wish to hold the office. Commissioner Marsh,
Paul Marsh,
Commissioner Messin,
Cook Askins,
Commissioner Thomas,
Paul Marsh.
Commissioner Cook Askins,
Cook Askins,
and Chair Kurth.
Cook Askins.
Commissioner Cook Askins receives a majority vote and therefore is voted vice chairman. Congratulations.
thank you.
Okay, next up is our approval of prior minutes. We have minutes from the November 8th, 2023 meeting and the December 13th, 2023 meeting.
I move to approve the minutes.
Commissioner Thomas, second the motion.
I have a first by Commissioner Messin, a second by Commissioner Thomas. I'll take a roll call vote. Commissioner Marsh,
Yes,
Commissioner Messin,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cook Askins,
Yes.
Chair Kurth.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. That moves us into our public hearing portion. Item number 3, our Green Tree and Hesperia Road commercial project. Staff report, please.
Thank you, Chairman Kurth, fellow commissioners. Item number 3 is case PLAN 22-0008. It is a site plan and conditional use permit with an environmental exemption to allow for the development of a multi-tenant shopping center with fuel station and drive-through restaurant, and a conditional use permit to allow for beer and wine sales in conjunction with a fuel station convenience store on a vacant 4.6 acre C2 general commercial zone property. This is generally located at the southeast corner of Hesperia Road and Green Tree Boulevard. To summarize the proposal, the 4.6 acre site comprises 3 commercial buildings totaling approximately 38,000 square feet. The main building that is a multi-tenant center, including 1 major tenant and 8 minor tenants, comprises 27,000 square feet of the site. Secondly, we have a 2-tenant convenience store and drive-through restaurant totaling approximately 62,000 square feet. And lastly, a 3,000 square foot standalone restaurant facility with drive-through. Access to the site will be provided by Hesperia with a right-in only, and then also from Code Road and Green Tree Boulevard. Also, access to a remainder or offsite parcel to the north is provided. Also, access to the east is provided for future development. Based on the site plan review, you'll see that there's a free right turn lane at the intersection of Hesperia and Green Tree. The project proponent is conditioned per condition number 43 to install that free right turn. However, given the full development of Green Tree Boulevard has not been completed at this point, there will be AC curbs to prevent that free right until the remainder of Green Tree Boulevard is developed. Additionally, engineering condition number 46 requires a fair share contribution to future signals, both one on Hesperia Road at Code Road and the other one on Green Tree Boulevard east of Hesperia Road. Those are future signals, and that's in conformance with the approved traffic impact analysis. The site has a total of 170 provided parking stalls. The code does require 177. In this recommendation, staff is recommending that the Planning Commission allow for a deviation of 4%, which is as short as 7 parking stalls. This is in conformance with prior approvals that the Planning Commission has given. And I also like to note that there is 10 additional spaces that are not included in the parking analysis, but that are used for the fuel station canopy underneath by the fuel pumps. As far as the design, well-designed facility meets our commercial design guidelines in both site design and elevations. There's various canopy elements on the buildings, wall plane variations, tower elements, variation in materials, such as composite wood siding and glass tile inlays. The fueling station, there has been obviously a policy that the Planning Commission put in place to limit the amount of new car washes and gas stations. This gas station does comply with that policy. It would be the only gas station on that intersection. I also like to add that it's designed in a manner that where it's flanked on both sides by commercial retail. So if that were to convert later as we transition more to maybe electric vehicles, that fueling canopy could easily be transitioned into some other type of charging facility and work well and have some synergy with those adjacent commercial developments. The alcohol proposal is just for beer and wine. The municipal code only allows for beer and wine, given that this is in an over concentrated census tract. So the conditions that accompany this would limit them to not having any single serves, and it's in full compliance with our municipal code. With that, there's also no signage included in this proposal. However, our municipal code requires that the developer go through a master sign program that would be administered at staff level. This would ensure the uniformity of signage throughout the center, given that it's a multi-tenant center, and would also address the freestanding signage. There are two errors that I'd like to point out. One was listed in site plan condition number 21. And so if you were to approve the project today, I'm reading these into the record in the hopes that that would be memorialized as well with the approval. Condition number 21 should read in sentence number, the third sentence within condition number 21 should read, the landscaping plan shall include a minimum of one 24-inch box tree for every 8 parking spaces provided on site, period. The condition that was provided did have further language that was meant for a different project. And then lastly, on condition number 6 of the site plan, this is regarding the reciprocal access. As I mentioned, the site plan calls out off-site access from this property to the vacant property to the north, and access to the vacant property to the east. This would minimize the amount of driveway approaches we have onto Green Tree Boulevard and Hesperia Road. So with that, the second sentence within condition number 6 should read, additionally, the applicant shall record a reciprocal access agreement or a shared access easement with the abutting parcel to the north and east, subject to the review of the and approval of the zoning administrator. And with that, I'll go ahead and read the full recommendation. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission conduct a public hearing, receive testimony regarding the proposed project, and take the following actions. Find the project categorically exempt under section number 15332 of the California Environmental Quality Act entitled Infill Development Projects. Adopt resolution number P-24-001 approving the site plan portion of case number PLAN 22-8, subject to the attached conditions of approval, including the two revisions that I just read. Also adopt resolution number P-24-002, approving the fuel dispensing facility conditional use permit portion of case number PLAN 22-8, subject to the attached conditions of approval, and adopt resolution number P-24-003, approving the accessory alcohol sales conditional use permit portion of case number PLAN 22-8, PLAN 24-8, subject to the attached conditions of approval.
Thank you.
With that, I'm available if you have any questions.
Yeah. Any questions from the commission for staff?
I just had one quick one. So then the only turn-in would be off of Hesperia Road up until Green Tree is extended, and then that turn-in would be available at a future date. Is that correct?
The free right that I was referring to was for traffic on Hesperia Road heading north that is then transitioning to an eastbound direction on Green Tree Boulevard.
Okay.
So it's not even traffic that's entering the site. It's more of the circulation at the intersection.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
My, excuse me, mine is along the same roads. On Green Tree West, will there be a left turn entry into that center? In other words, coming back towards Victorville on Green.
If we could pull up the site plan, please. But if you're, yes, so you're asking if there'd be a left turn movement from westbound direction on Green Tree Boulevard into the center? That is correct.
I guess just a concern about the curve there, curvature there. But it's probably been addressed. It just seems that traffic coming down Green Tree is pretty fast at times, but a left turn and that curve just doesn't.
There's also on page 80 of the agenda, there's a geometric plan, I'm sorry, that shows the striping of the street design.
You also said something about traffic signals, additional traffic signals in this plan. There wouldn't be one at that left turn area, would there? You were speaking of up at the intersection of Hesperia Road and Green Tree.
Yeah, I believe it's to be determined at a later date, but I can refer to our city engineer.
Good evening, Commissioner Thomas. So the existing signal that exists right now on Green Tree and Hesperia Road was actually installed in its ultimate location, so that doesn't affect this project one way or the other. We have identified the need for a future signal at both Code Road and Hesperia, as well as this intersection that you're referring to, but they're not needed at this time, and this project has been conditioned to essentially pay 25% towards that future signal. That'll be needed in the future.
Thank you.
Along those lines, on the road width, I was wondering, I was a little confused when I read the staff report with the corner of Hesperia Road and Green Tree on the project corner there. Is it currently at its ultimate width and ultimate improvements? I know you just mentioned the signal is ultimate, but what about the width and future sidewalks and things?
So this project has been conditioned to improve Hesperia Road to its ultimate location, including the construction of the free right that you see before you. Our concern, though, is with two left turns going into Green Tree East, or two through lanes, depending on what the signal movement is at that signal. They're already merging into one ultimate lane on Green Tree. And so we didn't want to add to that confusion by incorporating that free right. So it will be constructed as part of this project. However, it will be there'll be an AC berm that essentially blocks access to it. And the goal would be that once the Green Tree parcel to the north that you see vacant right now, ultimately that develops, that'll be the time that the free right would be opened up, because at that point, the Green Tree Boulevard would be widened to its ultimate capacity.
Once the small sliver parcel there on the north is developed, the Green Tree will then be widened into that smaller parcel, basically.
Yes.
Because I was just wondering, I noticed in the staff report that the developer tried to work with that property owner, and if that property owner now goes to try to develop separately someday, the Green Tree will be widened even more. Is that, I don't even know if that would be usable there. Just a concern.
There is actually excess right of way along Green Tree right now. We're currently working on a staff report to go to City Council to vacate that excessive right of way, because right now we actually have more right of way than that will ultimately be required from that vacant parcel.
Okay.
It was acquired as part of the Green Tree Extension project.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay, then I will go ahead and I'll open up the public hearing. I see the applicant's representative here.
Good evening. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Congratulations, Mr. Chairman, on your reappointment.
Thank you.
They must have a lot of faith in you. Rightly so.
Can we
So,
please have
very
you speak into the microphone?
Yeah, a little, if you could speak into the microphone a little bit, kind of hard to hear you there.
My name's Tom Steno, Steno Design Studio Architect. We're very happy to be here tonight. We've worked 4 years on this project with staff. It's been a lot of work. You know, the Green Tree interchange took some effort and some time away from our schedule to make sure everything lined up, and Freddie certainly does. And a nice job on that. Scott and I have worked out some details on the redesign of this site, and to our benefit, I think it all came out much better. So it's a great project. I think it'll be a great addition to the community. We read the conditions. We agree with the conditions. We're hopeful at some point that the signals do come in at the near future. And Mr. Brady and his team develops that northerly piece, and it's a cohesive piece with us. We gave them all the access points that they need to make it work for them. And it's going to be a nice site once we build it, and we're excited to construct this thing as soon as possible. We're going to go to work right away on these drawings and try to get it built, at least started construction before summer. So stay tuned. Do you have any questions for me?
So look, you're saying you're going to move forward. They're going to move forward with construction as soon as
Absolutely,
possible. So
right away.
I'm assuming that you have some tenant or some user
Yes.
commitment.
Yes, we do.
Good for you. Okay. I have no other questions. Thank you.
All right. Well, we're looking for our approval tonight, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Are there any other speaker cards?
There are none.
Is there anyone that's here that would like to speak to us on item number 3? Okay, seeing no one, then I will close the public hearing and I'll bring it back to the commission for a determination.
I move to approve the project with conditions 6 and 21 being corrected as read into the record.
I'll second.
I have a first by Commissioner Messin, a second by Commissioner Marsh. I'll take a roll call vote. Commissioner Marsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Messin?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Vice Chair Cook-Askins?
Yes.
Chair Kurth?
Yes,
Motion passes unanimously.
congratulations, that has been approved. Next item of new business is item number 4. We've been supplied with the Planning Commission's approved project list from 2023. Does staff have any follow-up comments on that list?
No, just some background. It was, I believe, 2 years ago when Commissioner Cook-Askins asked us to bring forward a summary of the actions that happened in the prior year. So we've baked that into our routine now. But yes, we've added nearly 2 million square feet of industrial, a little over 100,000 square feet in commercial to our entitled projects. So we look to see those build out in the coming years.
I noticed the residential part kind of stuck out to me. It looks like all of last year, we only looked at 2, when it came to the residential, just 2 map extensions, which is, I think, pretty light compared to, previous years. What are your thoughts, not seeing, maps being extended or seeing as much residential activity? Where are we at in relation with building, that's actual physical building that's going on in the city at this time, starting the new year here? What are your thoughts on that?
We definitely still have activity. I could probably get back to the commission with some more specifics on how many that we've built within the last year and forecasting out what's in the pipeline. But we're working with a variety of developers that are wanting to entitle new tentative track maps, and there are developers that are getting close to record some of their maps as well.
Okay, if the commission agrees, I would like to take you up on that and see that that report. I know that, you know, after we've, you know, this last year we went to, you know, some conferences and the theme was, you know, the need for housing, and we know that's a true need here, and especially if we're developing more industrial and hopefully creating more jobs, you know, looking for that housing. So I think that's important for us to keep an eye on, and I'd like to see more information on that.
Sure. And Alex just reminded me in March, we'll be bringing forward our annual progress report for our housing element. So we will have that information baked into that report.
Excellent, thank you. And then we'll move on here now with any reports by commissioner members, and we start with Commissioner Thomas.
No reports, just want to wish everyone a happy new year. I am so pleased to drive through the city and see some of the projects that we've approved come to fruition. And it's just good to see these things come to reality as we've talked about them on the drawing board here. But I can't say enough, can't commend city staff enough on getting these things done. So, and welcome back, Ken.
Commissioner Cook Askins, anything?
Just want to say Happy New Year, everyone, and I'm very happy to be back. And as I've said before, my family has been residents of Victorville since the 1930s. So I'm just happy to be back. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Commissioner Marsh?
Happy New Year. That's all I have.
And Commissioner Messin?
Just Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you. And I wanted to relay a little bit more on what Commissioner Thomas had said with the new development. It actually, today I was on the 15 freeway going north, and there wasn't much traffic, so I was able to look around a little bit. I was driving. And if you're heading towards Stoddard Wells Road and you look to your right, going north, you look to your right, and that's the first time I'd seen the wellness center from the freeway, because I just don't really look at it from there. And it looks huge. It looks really impressive because you're kind of elevated and you're kind of looking over all those buildings, and it just looks like a major campus. So I thought I'd share that. I have nothing else. Any reports from staff?
Yes, just want to wish everyone a happy new year, and that time of year where we offer training at the Cal Cities Planning Commission Academy is coming up. So that's happening this year, March 6th through 8th at the Hilton in Long Beach, and we'll be sending out more information for you to hopefully join.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Then if there's nothing else, yes, Happy New Year, everyone, and I will call this meeting adjourned.